Let's come to the second point you made about the possibility of this conflict expanding. We're already seeing attacks from the Hezbollah in southern Lebanon. We're seeing some attacks come in from Syria. We've also seen the Supreme Leader of Iran make a very strong public statement in support of the Hamas. Do you think this is likely to become a multi-pronged conflict like the Six-Day War, where Israel has multiple enemies that it has to fight at the same time? And can the modern-day Israel fight with enemies on multiple fronts?
I would say it's a 50-50%, not because I know something that make it 50 and not 40 or 60. I just don't know, and no one knows. It can deteriorate. Probably the Iranians are prodding them to intervene. Probably they decide on their own to participate. But even if they do not want to intervene, and we have no interest that they will intervene, as a result of the daily exchanges along the border in the last week or so, it might deteriorate without any side like it to happen, into full-scale clash in the north. Now, there are two steps or three steps that help us to tackle with this challenge. Number one is the fact that immediately after the shock of the first 2 days, we mobilized over 300,000 reservist soldiers beyond the regular standing army. Number two, that immediately within 48 hours, Americans start to supply us with the airlift that is bringing munition and spare parts and whatever else we need. Moreover, President Biden sent one aircraft carrier group, now probably another aircraft carrier group, in order to make sure that it will be a kind of deterrence element to Hezbollah, probably deterrence for the government of Lebanon, while at the same time assuring them that they will be protected by the Americans, and even a signal to Iran not to intervene. No one knows. If it breaks, we will, the same way that we are capable of dealing with Hamas. It's more complicated in the north, but if it is imposed upon us, we will fight both of them, and we will win this war as well.
Now, American intelligence says that Iran was caught off guard with this attack. They say they have substantive evidence to suggest that Iranian officials were actually caught by surprise after the 7th of October. You're also a military man and a very fine commander yourself. Given the scale and precision of this Hamas attack, and you fought them in the past in Gaza, do you think the Hamas by itself is capable of pulling off an attack of this nature? Or are you convinced that Israel was up against not just the Hamas, but by military minds in Iran's Revolutionary Guards?
About the first question, I also read these reports. I don't think that Hamas asked for Iranian permission to launch this attack, as the Wall Street Journal or other newspapers in America wrote. Reason is that I believe that Hamas is afraid that the Iranians are more deeply penetrated by American intelligence and Israeli intelligence than the Hamas itself. So there was risk from their point of view that if they make the Iranian part of the decision-making process, they will lose the surprise vis-a-vis Israel. But having said that, the Iranians are helping them. They're helping them with munition, with training, with some probably advising them about tactics or so on. But I don't believe that they need approval for them. About the other question, it's clear that the Hamas showed higher, probably better fighting capabilities and hiding capabilities and operational capabilities than we thought of in advance of 7th of October. So now we understand that they are a little bit stronger. But mainly once they meet, there are some 30,000 of them. Once they meet the heavy Israeli army, well-trained and well-equipped and so on, it doesn't mean that we can bypass the need to invest toil and sweat and tears and blood in any successful military operation, but I'm confident Hamas cannot produce an existential threat to Israel, and we will win over them, even if it takes several months. And the same applies to Hezbollah. Hezbollah makes it much more complicated, but once again, Hamas and Hezbollah together cannot put an existential threat on Israel. We will over both if they will make the mistake and join into this war.